That's how they talk. I don't know what it is. They make you worried about freaking everything.
Also, I was learning this other day. I was reading Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare today.
Okay.
So that was interesting, and it was talking about the practice of biting your thumb at somebody.
Oh yeah, isn't that super offensive?
It's very. It was a very.
You don't like this?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be super offensive.
It was like that. You go like this and you flick it out.
Yeah, I used to do it when you're little. Like,
you flick it out. So in a lot of countries, well, it's extremely offensive. Basically the same as the middle finger. And back then, that was a big deal. So that's why I was questioning, like, why did he get so upset at him when he did? I was like, oh, okay, he's being really, he's offending. He basically just flipped him off.
Basically just flipped him off.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Now, I'm saying that because I wanted to ask you a bigger question.
Sure.
About the freedom of expression. Because a lot of people are kind of upset at what they thought.
Okay, we got about 10 minutes for an eat. So.
Okay, this will be brief. They thought Elon Musk gave the Nazi salute. So I did the kind of, the Nazi salute. Now, should freedom of expression be applied to can any gestures that you do be perceived as a threat and should not be allowed? Is there anything you can do gesture-wise that would be perceived as
what's insane
not being free speech?
Back in the day, people used to go like this and put their thumb across their neck like that.
Like a gesture. Is
like,
that free
I'll kill
speech?
you.
Is that free speech?
No, because you're threatening to kill me.
So certain gestures could be a reason that it could be a crime. Could be a reason for a crime.
Yes, if you're going like this and you're looking at me and you're threatening to kill me, that would be considered a crime. That's not free speech. You're threatening to kill me. Free speech is whenever you say how you freely feel, but you don't sit there and threaten people. Free speech is not threatening people. Free speech is not sitting there saying, I'm going to blow up your house. I'm going to follow your kids to school. I'm going to make you pay by doing whatever wicked things you're going to do.
You could have a definition, but they could argue with that gesture. That could be different connotation. They could be something else.
Well, then you could go, what's going on? And you're like, he's dead. But I look at you and I say, that means I'm going to kill you. That's a threat. So that's no longer free speech. That's not protected speech under the Constitution. That's a threat.
But
it's like saying, I'm going to kill you. If I say I'm going to kill you, that is not free speech. That is not protected under the Constitution. But if I sit there, if you're saying if somebody does the Hail Hitler thing, you know what? You might piss you off, but it is free speech.
What if a gesture is a little more vague, I suppose you could say.
Okay, what do you consider?
Like where if someone considers, let's say you have the thing with the perfect symbol. Being seen as white power.
Like that?
What if you have
to
something...
me, I've always grown up, that's okay.
What if you have something where it's like, to this person it means something like, oh, this is a good thing, but to someone else it would mean, I'm going to hurt you.
Okay, so it's like the same thing whenever you go to England and you say fanny. What does fanny mean to you in America? What does it mean to you in America? It means like your butt, right? What does it mean in England? It means the girl's private part. So that's an example. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop using the word fanny. Because that's just where we're culture.
People in England right now.
What's that? I don't know. Hopefully it's people in England. I'd love to start pushing for England. I love England.
They're a big deal in the news right now because there's a really big problem with Pakistani immigrants in there committing violence.
Oh yeah.
And the government and people are getting
messing up our country.
People are getting arrested and things for having opinions on it. They don't want you to talk about it. And
so hold on.
They're trying to push a thing where it's like acceptance.
Okay. So you're saying in England we're supposed to accept everybody that comes in the country? We're not supposed to sit here and get upset about people walking in?
Yeah, they said if you talk about how these Pakistani immigrants are stabbing and raping people, that would be racist because you're just assuming that just because they're Muslim or Pakistani.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. You have the right and ability to talk about what you want. You can sit there and say, hey, these people are coming in here. This group of people's coming into our country, and they're screwing it up. You can sit there and say that.
But that might be true more so here in America, but not as much so in England, because America is very, very liberal on free speech laws. Liberal meaning they give it out very freely.
But so is England, though, too. England's got...
Not necessarily. They have a lot of laws and things like that. But America is still the strongest country in the world.
Well, England's gotten to the point that they have